Okay, let's talk about something in your home you can't see, but you definitely feel when it's not working, especially if you're a homeowner in, say, Riverside or San Bernardino counties. We're talking about your home's invisible shield. It's insulation. And believe me, it might just be the most important part of your house you're not even thinking about.
Does this sound at all familiar? It's the middle of August, the sun is just beating down, and no matter how low you crank that thermostat, your air conditioner just cannot seem to keep up. You might be blaming your poor AC unit, but you know what? The real culprit could be hiding right there in your walls and attic.
You know, when most people hear the word insulation, they immediately think about staying warm in the winter. But here in Southern California, we're fighting a totally different battle. The number one job of your insulation isn't keeping heat in, it's all about aggressively keeping that intense summer heat out.
So let's dive into the local climate, because that's really the heart of the matter. The crazy, prolonged high temperatures we get put a massive strain on our homes. And this is exactly where insulation becomes your frontline defense, for your comfort and for your wallet. Honestly, the best way to wrap your head around this is super simple. Your house is basically a giant thermos, right? Good insulation doesn't create cold air. It just does a fantastic job of keeping the temperature you want inside by stopping all that outside heat from sneaking its way in.
And when that barrier fails, you feel the consequences immediately. You get those really frustrating uneven temperatures, where one room feels like an oven and another is an icebox. Your utility bills just skyrocket, and your HVAC system, that's your heating and air conditioning, is forced to work overtime, which of course leads to more wear and tear.
So where's the main point of attack for all of this heat? Well, it's your attic. Just picture it. It's like a giant radiator sitting right on top of your house, soaking up the sun all day long and then pushing that heat straight down into your living space. Properly insulating your attic is the single most effective thing you can do.
So, how do we fight back? It's time to beef up that invisible shield. Let's break down the most common types of insulation out there so you can get a better handle on what might be, or, what should be, protecting your home.
First up, we've got fiberglass. This is probably the one you've seen before, those big pink or yellow rolls. It's super common because it's pretty cost-effective, it has good thermal resistance, and it's really versatile for attics, walls, and even crawl spaces.
Next up is cellulose. Now this is a fantastic eco-friendly option because it's made from recycled materials. Its biggest advantage is that it's blown in, so it gets into all the little nooks and crannies, creating this dense, seamless barrier. That makes it absolutely perfect for retrofitting older homes with all their irregular spaces.
Now, if you want the absolute gold standard for sealing your home, you're going to want to look at spray foam. This stuff actually expands when it's applied, and it creates a completely airtight seal. It's not just an insulator, it's a true air barrier, which means you get superior energy efficiency and amazing performance that lasts.
And finally, there's rock wool, which is also known as mineral wool. Let me tell you, this stuff is a powerhouse. It has fantastic thermal properties, but what makes it really stand out is its incredibly high resistance to fire and moisture. Plus, as a bonus, it's amazing at blocking sound.
Okay, so those are the main players on the field, but how in the world do you choose the right one for your home? Let's put them all side by side and see how they really stack up.
It really just comes down to a few trade-offs. Fiberglass is your budget-friendly all-rounder. Cellulose is a great eco-conscious choice, especially if you need to fill in tight spaces. Spray foam gives you that ultimate airtight seal for max efficiency. And rock wool, well, that adds extra peace of mind with its fire and moisture resistance. The right choice really just depends on your budget, the specifics of your home, and what your main priorities are.
So this brings us to a really practical question. How do you know if your current insulation is even doing its job? Let's run through a quick little diagnostic for your home.
All right, here are 5 big warning signs to look for. Number 1, are your summer energy bills just through the roof? 2, are there crazy temperature swings between different rooms? 3, does your second story or attic get unbelievably hot? 4, is your AC running all the time? And 5, do you feel drafts or just generally feel like you can't keep the house cool? If you're nodding along to any of these, there's a really good chance your insulation is the culprit.
Okay, so let's say you've identified a problem. The very next question is, can you just add more insulation on top of what you already have, or do you need to rip it all out and start fresh? This is a really common dilemma for homeowners.
And here's the deal. A lot of times you can add more insulation, but only if the stuff that's already there is in good shape. But if your old insulation has been wet, or it has signs of pests, or it's just packed with dust and debris, it's basically lost its effectiveness. In those cases, it absolutely has to be removed before you can install the new stuff properly. So whether you're adding more, replacing it all, or even building a new home, making this kind of upgrade is a true investment.
Let's look at the real, tangible benefits you're going to see down the line.
The payoff is huge, really. You get immediate and long-term savings on your energy costs. Your home becomes so much more comfortable all year round. You take a ton of daily strain off your expensive HVAC system, which could add years to its life. And you improve the overall performance and, yep, the value of your property.
So here's the bottom line. This isn't just about feeling a little more comfortable. It's about smart financial management for your home. In a climate where cooling is a massive expense, a well-insulated house is just a more efficient and cost-effective house to run, period.
So we'll end with this thought. You protect your home with locks, alarms, insurance, all that stuff. But one of the biggest threats to its comfort and its efficiency is that relentless Southern California sun. So it's worth asking yourself, is your home's invisible shield strong enough?